morning, James. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's good. Good morning, Judy. Oh dear. This looks like a lot of work.
That's why we're talking.
Well, I know I can't.
Is that Jim? I can relate, that's all I can tell you. Been working about 3 times as many hours. We're not really getting this thing under control. This virus thing done. So, I guess that'd be a sick people. So, it's different.
What's your what?
Not gonna be able to be here. She has a conflict. She has a conflict. She's not gonna be able to attend. We're live, so everybody got your mics on. I don't know what. That's fine. I'm just telling you that I got a text that we're live and turn your mics on.
Test.
There you go. Yours is done.
Okay, Cheryl? Okay. All right. Committee and our annual budget back in the session from recess. The, I think it sounds to me like, and what I've been reading and hearing, that probably an update on the status of the state software that's working or not working or supposed to be working, and so we could have some things that are out of our hands to make work any better. Is that correct? Can you get a? Yeah, I guess if we're live, well, somebody probably want to know. So we're at this point, we can't get our 4Bs. Is that what we're saying?
That is true. You have some of them that don't include the levy. That's the problem. It's the entry of the levy and the certified AV and estimated property tax cap.
Okay.
So the other ones we're working through. You have those in your book.
Okay.
I did an interactive with the way that we have a new, they sent out for you to kind of use as a guide. I've got those here for your levied funds that I've done. So they look like the Form 4B. That is the Form 4B that I'll give to you, but they're not from the Gateway. However, it's exactly what it'll be once you get it from Gateway.
All right. So there is a difference between having to have it entered and what we might be able to work on, and
Yes.
we can work on, and then it just won't be entered.
And then you've got
officially.
a couple that
Okay.
have come in at the last minute that we are trying to adjust to get you the correct.
Excellent. Well,
Budget.
thank you very much. So,
If you'd like for me to, I will give you these. These are the levy funds. I want to tell you two things. One, I took the projected levy this year, what I had come up with that they sent out, which is in the front of your book. However, you got to take out some of that.
okay.
Should be the state stuff in front of the. Okay, sorry, they put it in the back of the book. For your
Okay.
state information
Uh-huh.
with the calculations. And so what I did is took last year's levy and just to throw out numbers, took the percentage of last year's levy, say for the general fund, all of what percentage they were of last year's levy.
Yes.
Took this year's levy and kind of dropped in the same percentage, just to see where you would be on the Form 4B. Property tax caps were used at the estimated amount that the state gave, so normally they're higher than what we normally use. Again, did what we've always done with property tax caps and based it on the percentage of each fund, the property tax cap, and dropped it in.
Okay.
So just for your information, that's what's used on preliminary.
All right. Again, thank you so very, very much. All right.
They're written at the top of what fund they are.
Mm-hmm. All right.
also know that
I see it.
estimated is higher.
We have 4 council people here today, so we have 4 that have these documents in their hands. So we'll get these documents to the other 3, and they can, at their discretion, can review that perhaps over the weekend and Monday, and hopefully have a good discussion on Tuesday. What their thoughts are. Excellent. So is there anything that you need from us? More time in the day? Life is interesting right now. Mr. Mann's here today. Do you have any suggestions, ideas, or questions?
Not at this time.
Okay. You think we're progressing okay, or about as well as we can?
It is what it is. On the general fund balance, number 18, is that with all of the requests in with the current expected revenues and expenses? Is that with everything in here without being cut? So that,
That is the general fund as it is, with all requests. That is the 5% personnel for any of those that have asked for new positions. That's added in there. Added for insurance is in there. And then, of course, your revenues, and then, Mr. Mann, as you'll see, I also included just for $750,000 of additional appropriations between now and December, just as a number, not knowing, for the general fund.
and the property tax impact of 6.2 million.
Yep, because that is the same, our circuit breaker, I've got a sheet here and I printed off and I'll give it to you guys to see what I used. First. But 2020's actual circuit breaker for the county was $6,364,040. So the general fund itself was $5,313,000, which was 83%. I used the state's projection of $7,408,120 high, and used 83.49% to get you your 6,185,40. And that's how I did all the levied funds, which is what we've done in the past for property tax cap, just to give an estimate.
I assume this is without a discussion on raises then.
No, it just was, she asked the other day what we would put in, and as past practice, I think they put in about 5%, and we had gone from there. So, standard, what we'd done previously.
Thank you.
Nope, no discussion on it, just we'd done that previous years, and so we took that as a figure. No discussion on other than that. Okay.
Also, the net AV I used, just so it's always like 85% of the prior year, so that's obviously low too. Last year's net AV was $4 million. I'm sorry, $4 $50,987,11. So I used 3,443,339,138.
You said it was how much last year?
4,050,987,211. Should have. But I haven't. They're certified net AP. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Mr. Schweitzer, Ms. Wager, any other questions?
I will just say for those people that are watching live that the issues that we're having with uploading documents isn't particular to Vigo County. This is going on throughout all 92 counties in the state. So this is of no fault of the auditor's office or us or anybody. This is something that they're trying to repair and fix as we go. So this is not anything that that we have caused or is anything like that.
Just as the way your books are put together this year.
Yeah.
Kind of like your adopted book.
Yeah.
The orange section should be general fund, kind of separate them out that way. The back section is what we would call your other fund, and they are actually whatever department controls that fund. Thought it might be a little easier,
Good idea.
so you know all.
I like that. There may be some particular departments that are funded by some of these things that we may, well, I'm sure we will actually have come in here and have some discussions about things being able to be funded, I guess. Well,
I do think that we have to, err on the side of caution because we don't know how long this whole situation's going to last. I mean, we have to be concerned about operating funds at
Well-
least for the next couple years.
The other thing is, you've got, say, if income tax does decline 10% like they predict, you've got that public safety fund that you haven't touched in 2 years. It's a simple matter of moving sheriff or jail or whatever over there and start using it, make up that difference. I went back also and I looked at our income tax distributions back in the 2008 recession. And 1 year from 2008 to about 2015, they declined. I think it was 2011. It might have been down $500,000 a year. But right after that year, it was back, and by 15, it was climbing again. So
But the county did make some pretty substantial cuts during that period, as I recall.
yeah. And
At some point, we're gonna have to put a finger down on it now.
but revenues didn't decline significantly. And during that time too, I think part of the reason I haven't looked at them, but you know, that recession was caused by a decline in real estate values, and bottom dropped out of the real estate market, and that doesn't appear to be happening now. I mean, they're selling
As far as
houses
we
like
know.
hotcakes.
As far as we know.
Mhm.
Well,
So you built this surplus, and the purpose of it is, I think, was to carry you through the hard time without having to drastically reduce services or such. And now's the time to use it.
You think we should use it?
Yeah, I think, yeah, that's what it's for. I mean, we're not a savings bank. We collect these taxes to
Yeah,
be
no, I appreciate it. Thank you.
used in our, we built.
a couple of my concerns, and we'll go over this Tuesday night
Levy.
at some length, but a couple of my concerns are not in the general fund, but they are in the motor vehicle fuel tax.
So you're saying this is what,
Exactly. So to say that we've got, we are financially sound at the county, certainly,
used 80%.
but there are things with
That's what I was talking about.
revenues will be going down in certain accounts. And that's, we are tasked with all those areas. And certainly, we have some financial commitments that have been funded through other things, and we were conservative in signing up for bond issues and things like that, and we'll cover them. But obviously, there's millions of dollars in revenues that aren't going to be collected in some of these funds. So we'll go all over them. We'll go over them Tuesday night at length and make sure that the other 3 council members then make some determinations. So, you know, again, as we've talked a little bit, we're going to have to put our finger down sometime and say that's what we estimate where we're going to be. But yeah, your
Thank you.
your general may be this or maybe that, but like I say, there's other areas that are they're suffering with reduction in rates for millions of dollars. So that's yeah.
You know, I think we were, you know, very much looking forward to the income from the cross-country events that were scheduled to be here. And when David Patterson came to tell us about, you know, the tremendous loss of revenue from the food and beverage and from the innkeepers, and you know, that hasn't slowed. In fact, it's much worse than it was when he was here. Um, I think those are things we have to be really aware of, and I hate to say that it, you know, the COVID has not gotten better here. It's terrible. It's Calissa, how many cases did we have now this morning?
546. Or yeah,
188 is what
88.
588 now. They posted 546, but it's 588 as of now.
588 was on newspaper today. It was 544 yesterday. Our website, I believe, still says 16.
Get that. What, average drop. So, just go back,
Wow.
got, $190,000 for our July district. So that would have been the restaurant's May sales that they paid the tax on in July or in June. And we received in August. So must be buying a lot of carry out.
It's just kind of iffy. It's hard to depend on it when things are getting kind of rocky again. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, are there any other questions or comments?
Would this be a good time? Councilman Mann had mentioned it. Should we discuss employee raises at this time, or should we wait until Tuesday, or should we wait until after Tuesday?
You know what?
Get both other folks, maybe.
Uh, at this point, I'd like to try to bring all this together at the Tuesday meeting.
Okay.
And see if there's any particular concerns with the other council members, and then we'll craft something that at some point, like I say, we have to craft something to make to go ahead. And it seems like we've got two things. We've got to determine what we think the revenues are going to be, which is always the case, and we've got to try to put some kind of a timeline on this, and I think that's the difficult thing. Really, is when we set something up today, tomorrow it changes,
Right.
and it's nobody's fault. But we're trying to and not burn our own time, our personal time as well, to come in here and not accomplish anything. So, and again, if we can craft it at the Tuesday meeting, get these books together, when if they have they're going to have we're going to backtrack on some of these things a little bit on Tuesday, right? I mean, say that probably same things to the other three people, right? That you just mentioned to us. About what your thinking was on projections, and well, actually not projections, actually what revenues are doing. So, yeah, and then we'll come back into annual budget and prioritize what we get an indication that people want prioritized. and I think that, yeah, there's some different ideas. So I have no other comment. Do you?
Got any other?
Okay. Well, at this time, I'd recess annual budget till 10 o'clock next Thursday, and we will see what direction we get at our normally scheduled council meeting on Tuesday next week.
I didn't
Yes.
catch the time. What was the time on Thursday?
10
10 a.m.
Then on Thursday, the 13th, maybe?
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Are we all?
Yeah, turn your mics off.